I expect that annual meeting of Zimbabwe has to stand with this anti-sanctions march.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right. So let us line up like this. We want the background must be the so that the people must not rely on social media that will not say. Right. So I think we need to come to the front. Right. Zimbabwe, down, sanctions down, sanctions March for making the greatest effort in the history of Zimbabwe, or SADC, for you to be here today. I think I need to thank you, for you have done a wonderful thing. You have done a noble thing. This is actually the beginning of the end. I think you need to clap your hands for yourself. You have done a wonderful thing. Clap your hands for yourself. You have done good. Comrades, fellow citizens, allow me to thank all the comrades that are here from different political parties, from church leadership that are here also present, and all the Zimbabweans, South Africans, and other Africans that are here present. You might look at us and think that maybe we're few, but what we did because of COVID, lockdown level number 1, we realized that we're still in the lockdown. There are still some regulations and some restrictions that are still there. So what we did was to make sure that we restrict the number of people that are going to come here. So today, the guys that you see here, all the people that we see here, they are here strictly by invitation. So don't be worried about the numbers. Next time, I think we believe that the situation in South Africa and in the world, I believe that is going to improve. So we will be able to come here in numbers so that we can send another strong message than the one that we are going to send today. So the one that we are going to send today is strong, but we believe that also the others going forward, we are going to improve. Thank you. So today, fellow citizens, comrades, you know today is a Sunday, so we could not have a representative from the American embassy. So what we have done, in order for this SADC event not to be sabotaged, because there's no representative from the American embassy, we have decided that we are going to email them our memorandum. So today, as I'm going to be reading the memorandum, which we have actually going to send them while I'm reading, they will be able to get it. Thank you, comrades. Amandla, more power
To the people.
Long live Zimbabwe, long live.
Long live.
Long live SADC, long live.
Long live.
Long live Africa, long live.
Long live.
Thank you, comrades. As I'm going to read our petition, which contains our grievances and the message that we are going to send to the American president and his administration. So today, the 25th of October, 2020, to the president of the US and his administration, we are saying, we the undersigned, we demand the following: the unconditional removal of the United Nations, of the United States of America's unilateral imposed economic sanctions against Zimbabwe. They are choking us. They are choking us, the ordinary helpless citizens. For the past 19 years, they have been choking us. We are suffocating every day. And we are saying, a child that does not cry at the back of the mother will die at the back of the mother. Americans have stepped on our toe, and we cannot remain quiet. Why is it that we are feeling the pinch? Why is it we are feeling the pain? So we are saying, as one of the greatest men once said, freedom does not come in the silver platter. It's not given in the silver platter, but it is vehemently demanded by those that are oppressed. So today we have come to the American embassy to demand our own freedom, because the Americans have actually enslaved us as Zimbabweans, as African citizens. So today we are saying to the American administrators, to the American president, that your sanctions which you imposed on our nation is a knee on our neck, and we can't breathe. So today we are calling for the unconditional removal of the Zidera. Zidera is an economic weapon of mass destruction. We are saying it is an economic bomb which you dropped on our country, Zimbabwe. We are saying Zidera bombed all of our institutions in Zimbabwe. Zidera actually bombed our healthcare system. Zidera has bombed our healthcare system. Zidera has bombed our education system. Zidera has bombed our agricultural system. Zidera has bombed our water and sanitation. As a result of that, deprived Zimbabweans from water, from clean water. Zidera has deprived Zimbabweans from good health care. And as a result of this makes Zidera the greatest and the highest level of human rights violation. Number three, we are calling for the unconditional removal of the so-called targeted sanctions. The so-called targeted sanctions, in our own view as Zimbabweans and as SADC, we believe that they've long missed their target. And as a result of that, they've targeted us, the general populace. They've targeted us, the helpless citizens of Zimbabwe. And we are saying, for almost 2 decades, those that are purported to be targeted, they have not been affected by these targeted sanctions. They have not been affected in any way. But these sanctions have actually targeted and extremely affected the ordinary, helpless citizens of Zimbabwe. And we are saying, for the American president and his administrator, for him to continuously maintain Zidera, maintain the targeted sanctions, which have long missed their target, is actually showing us that from the onset, he has already targeted us as the helpless citizens of Zimbabwe. So our message today is to them that they must remove these sanctions against Zimbabwe unconditionally. And also from the African perspective, when you injure one, you injure all. When one catches the cough, all of us will sneeze. So this day, from the Ubuntu perspective, I am because we are. Since we are, therefore I am. So when you touch a Zimbabwe, you have touched the South Africa. When you touch a Zimbabwe, you have touched the Nigeria. When you have touched a Zimbabwe, you have touched the Botswana. When you have touched the Zimbabwe, you have touched a Zambia. So today, with all these comrades, fellow citizens that are here today, we are saying to the Americans, please remove these economic sanctions which impose on Zimbabwe. We have unilaterally imposed these sanctions on our nation. And we are saying, please remove them unconditionally. And unequivocally, we are saying to you, these sanctions have damaged our future, have destroyed our future. This is now 20 years, which is a generation that is gone. And we do not know how long we are still going to be in these sanctions. But to Donald Trump, we are saying, please be remembered for a good thing. Before you leave office in November, please remove Zidera. Please remove the targeted sanctions. To the incoming president, whether it is going to be Joe Biden, we are saying, let you be remembered for doing a good thing by removing these sanctions. So to the American administrator, this is a short message that we have in Zimbabwe. Thank you.
Hans number sanctions fancy. Hans number sanctions fancy. Humbly no Wambana. Humbly no Sata. Humbly ANC. Together united, we shall never be defeated. 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 Hans number sanctions.
So comrades, this time around, I'm going to give it to solidarity messages from other fellow citizens. I think for now, I will start with the Nure.
Rise, Zimbabwe, rise. Rise, Zimbabwe, rise. Go, sanctions, go. Go, sanctions, go. Thank you, comrade, for this great opportunity. I stand here, shattered as a child of Zimbabwe, having to speak about the sanctions, which are a gross human rights violation, not only to other African countries, but mainly to women and children at large. Sanctions are not a plausible way of resolving international conflicts and disagreements. They are nothing but a soft approach in international diplomacy used to control other states. Thus we demand, as the children of Zimbabwe, we demand from the US the immediate unconditional removal of the illegal sanctions. Sanctions have a gloomy impact on the rights and well-being of the ordinary and innocent civilians. Hence the need for the immediate removal of the sanctions. Sanctions are a gross infringement to our rights to education and healthy care, among other rights, as they cause massive migration leading to brain drain. The Zimbabwe Democracy and Economic Recovery Act, ZIDERA, adopted by the United States of America, claims to support the people of Zimbabwe. But this is not the case. The ZIDERA has brought so much suffering to us. ZIDERA is sanctioned on a country, not on an individual. Investors have shied away from Zimbabwe, leading to high unemployment. Today, I stand here on behalf of my country, Zimbabwe. I boldly and loudly denounce the illegal sanctions imposed on us. The fact that the sanctions are said to be targeted at 83 people, but now are affecting ordinary citizens like myself, is a clear indication that sanctions must go. Simple, not discussions about that, no whys, no ifs, sanctions must go. If those sanctions were meant for a few, then why is it that the entire European Union member states are not willing to help Zimbabwe in any way? Clearly, this is not a this is just a political rhetoric used to justify sanctions. If sanctions are targeted on individuals, why does the US ask the government to comply with the ZIDERA, not the targeted individuals? We don't want sanctions. They are inhuman. They violate our rights. Sanctions must be lifted immediately and unconditionally. Rise, Zimbabwe, rise. Rise, rise Zimbabwe, rise. Rise. Go, sanctions, go. Go. Go, sanctions, go. Go. Thank you.
Song. Comrade, sing for us just a minute.
Order, order.
Okay, thank you, comrades. Amandla. Amandla. All power. All power. Maibuye Zimbabwe, Maibuye. Maibuye Africa, Maibuye. This time around, I'm going to hand over to Tinashe Jonas, who's another fellow Zimbabwean citizen that is going to give a solidarity message with us as the diaspora community and as a progressive, patriotic and progressive Zimbabweans in the diaspora. You can take the floor.
Amanja, Amanja, Awetu, Awetu, Amanja, Awetu, fellow Africans, I honor this opportunity to talk representing the blackness. I will start by saying maybe there's a confusion between the two words which share the same spelling. The words are us and the US. Same spelling, U and S. Us meaning Zimbabweans, meaning Africans, meaning blackness, meaning independence. US meaning a country that is doing cyberbullying, that is doing terrorism. The love in us as Africans, the Ubuntu, has made us venture into the war in the DRC to support the legal government of the late comrade Kabila. We all know that the US invested a lot of interest in diamonds in DRC, one of the richest countries in the world in terms of resources, but there's crisis after crisis, which is sponsored by US. That's where Zimbabwe crossed the first line. The war violating the American dream, American interest. The second line Zimbabwe crossed was the land reform program. In land reform program, Zimbabwe embarrassed white supremacy. Zimbabwe embarrassed Western dominance on blackness. So that was the second line Zimbabwe crossed. And US, as they are British citizens, together with Australia, UK, Canadians, they are all British. So it's one family. Whiteness doesn't enjoy when blackness is at equal terms or is claiming its rights. So these sanctions, I mean, I admit there are problems in Zimbabwe, socio-economic, like any other country. But as an opposition leader myself, I believe problems of Zimbabwe need Zimbabwean solution. If not, then African solution. No African political party, no African citizens are allowed to sit in the US Congress, to sit with Americans, talking about American domestic policy or foreign policy. So why us as Africans, we allow US to dominate us? Because they are going to give us economic sanctions. Why? Is US the richest country in the world? The answer is no. We Africans, we are selling our souls to the same US. We are selling our resources to US. And the US now is being fed by African resources. And the US is now dominating us. We are saying, I'm saying as an African child, we don't want, we have tolerated the US, we have tolerated the Western world for so long. This is the time Africans will unite, and we don't allow any foreign dominance. South Africans, they died in numbers. South Africans, they went to prison, Robben Island. Zimbabweans died in numbers fighting for freedom. The freedom now we are handing over to US. US must remember we are self-governing. We need America. We need each other, but no big brother mentality. Donald Trump is allegedly captured by the Russians to win the presidency. Right now, as I speak, Joe Biden is being allegedly funded by Ukraine and China. So this weather I'm quoting from Donald Trump when he was debating with Joe Biden. So if Trump is really believing Joe Biden is captured by foreign countries and him is accused of being captured by Russia, so America is in crisis. Blacks are suffering in America. Why can't they deal with their problems, domestic problems, and not transfer their problems to Zimbabwe? We are being punished as in Zimbabwe because the Western powers want us to be an example to two countries right now, which are threatening the whiteness. South Africa is debating about land reform. Namibia is debating about land reform. Zimbabwe is being punished when President Donald Trump signed the 2018 ZIDERA, the new act of sanctions to Zimbabwe. Immediately, he tweeted that he is not happy with what is happening in South Africa. He's worried. Why did he tweet, the land reform issue in South Africa immediately after signing the Zimbabwe ZIDERA? It was to warn and to threaten South Africa not to continue with the land reform. So the problems in South Africa are the problems of Zimbabwe, are the problems of Nigeria, that certain Africans in our country are sponsored to reject our sovereignty. Zimbabwe, we are together to fight our problems. We don't need America to police us. If Zimbabwe is abusing human rights and the US is our monitor, is our judge, who is judging US to know that the way US is judging Zimbabwe is correct?
Amanta. Thank you, Comrade Jonas. He's asking the question, who shall guard the godless? So at this point in time, allow me to give an opportunity to the ANC, a national executive member that is here present, to give a solidarity message. We have got Comrade Dakota, who is a ANC national executive member. He's going to come and give us a solidarity message with us.
In doing so, let me thank the esteemed Zimbabwean progressive members here present who took their time to organize this event. The leadership and members of ZANU-PF they saw us. The stubborn and arrogant de facto bully of the world has heard this message. Their presence on the Twitter today and yesterday is a clear indication of them having heard our voices. And we want to once again thank the leadership of the SADC region for setting apart this 26th of October so that we can amplify the voice like we are doing today. As much as they are hidden elsewhere, our voices are clear to them. Sanctions are which were unilaterally imposed on Zimbabwe must be unconditionally removed. The people of Africa have spoken and you have listened to America. The people of Africa are saying sanctions are the worst human rights violation and the cause of the suffering of the majority of Africans in Africa and the neighboring countries. They are a subtle declaration of war on innocent sovereign countries who seek to be treated equally and as sovereign partners in the global village. Yet America wants to see itself as the big brother. We are equal in the global village. No one should be treated as a lesser being, and that message must be very clear to Americans. We therefore unequivocally and unambiguously
call for the unconditional removal of the sanctions, and we appeal to their conscience, the Americans, and their claimed love that they always claim on Twitter, WhatsApp, and other social media platforms, that they so much love Zimbabweans. If they do, we are saying empathize with the Zimbabweans and remove the sanctions unconditionally today. The time is now, and we want the sanctions to be removed. They shall no longer be a scare tactic to scare our fellow brothers and sisters in the region. With those words, let me take this opportunity to call upon Comrade Dakota, the member of the National Executive Council and the National Working Council of the ANC, and he is here deployed from the highest office. ANC is represented. Not only is the ANC represented, but the South Africans are represented in their entirety by Comrade Dakota. Comrade Dakota, address.
Thank you very much, Comrade Kennedy. Amanda, away two. Amanda, away two. Away two. Amanda. Pambiri ngechimorenga pambiri. Pambiri. Pambiri ngechimorenga pambiri. Pambiri. Okay. Oh, thank you very much, comrades. Let me also, on behalf of the African National Congress, take this opportunity to thank the organizers, to thank all the brothers and sisters from Zimbabwe, the entire continent, to thank all the other fraternal organizations that came here from the church and all other formations in our society. As the African National Congress, we stand in support to the SADC resolution and to the African Union resolution that unconditionally sanctions must be lifted against Zimbabwe. When these sanctions started, it was called targeted sanctions against 83 leaders and lawmakers of Zimbabwe, including a number of business people. But so far, in the 20 years of these sanctions, we have seen more than 5 million Zimbabweans crossing their border to the whole region to seek food and opportunities. We have more than 3 million Zimbabweans in South Africa who are here to seek food and opportunities as a result of the sanctions. We have received a report from the United Nations Food Program that if these sanctions are not lifted, between 5 and 7 million Zimbabweans might face starvation in the next year. Now, the problems are that these are compounded by the pandemic of COVID, which also has affected us as South Africa, because according to second quarter report of Stats SA, more than 2.2 million South Africans lost their job and they are continuing. So it means 2.2 million plus 3 million Zimbabweans going forward will have to jostle for job opportunities. You can see the potential confrontation in that is very high. But as the African National Congress, we would not want to encourage our people in this country to turn into xenophobic people. Allow Zimbabweans who are here to be here, because the problems they have, it's as a result of the sanctions in their country. It's as a result of the disrespect by big nations of their sovereignty. It's of disrespect of their territorial integrity, because in terms of the United Nations declarations, no one has the authority to be a bully boy or a big brother to any member state. And that's what we're saying to all the people of the world, to America and to the European Union, that we have seen that with persuasions, with marches like this, with memorandums like this, we have done it. Before it was Zimbabwe and Sudan. Now Sudan is out. Yeah. So it means by next week, Zimbabwe can be out. Yeah. if you want America and the European Union, Zimbabwe can be out of the sanctions by next year, so that we allow Zimbabwe to have a full potential. We allow Zimbabwe as a nation to can feed the people. We allow Zimbabwe as a nation to can give jobs to the people, to allow Zimbabwe as a nation to educate the people and give them proper health care. If we have to use methods which are very unconventional, it's not going to assist us. So we are asking to the United Nations, to the European Union, to press the sanctions in Zimbabwe. Instead of them being targeted, now they've brought starvation, they've brought hunger to the helpless and innocent people. If you are targeting leaders, now the situation in Zimbabwe has affected ordinary people because they can't put bread and food on their table because of the interference and because of this unduly sanctions which were done for the targeted but ended up affecting everybody. And they've affected everybody to an extent that even ourselves as South Africans, we are dying in silence because the burden of the sanctions of Zimbabwe spill over to us as a neighbor. And that is unnecessary according to us as the African National Congress. That's unnecessary according to us as South Africa, because once Zimbabwe can be stabilized, once sanctions can be lifted on Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe would be in a position to realize her full potential. Some of the things we forget and we don't know is that Zimbabwe has got 24 mineral products in Zimbabwe, which they can sell to the world tomorrow and recover from this particular sanctions. Zimbabwe is a good vegetation to grow any plant and to become again the food basket of the continent. Let's allow Zimbabwe to realize a full potential so that Zimbabwe with her people, they can live side by side and in peace. And Zimbabwe with us as South Africa and the ANC, we can live side by side as neighbors. As the African National Congress, we support Zimbabweans for the mere fact that we are an African National Congress. Now we derive our philosophy and social orientation from an African way of life of Ubuntu. When you are my neighbor, I must ask, whether did you eat yesterday? If you did not eat, I must feed you. When you are my neighbor, when you have problems, you must ask for solutions from me, and your neighbor must help you. And equally as South Africa, that's the support that we've received from the Zimbabweans. When we were under draconian laws and apartheid government in our country, we are saying we still appreciate your gestures, Zimbabweans, and the support you gave to us. And we are equally, as a commitment to our African way of life, we are going to be neighborly to you as South Africa. We are going to ensure that these sanctions are lifted against your country so that you can realize your full potential. But you can also, once again, feed your people. Because there's nothing very difficult that sanctions can do. What they can do is to bring hunger. What they can do is to bring starvation. What they can do is to bring poverty. Even if you have 24 minerals, you are suffering because you can't do business, you can't trade with anybody in the world because of the sanctions. So you are being killed silently from inside. So we are asking, if we need to do so, we are begging, if we need to do so, to the United States of America and the European Union, that please help Zimbabwe so that Zimbabweans can help themselves. I think.
I think in closing, because I think in 5 minutes' time we'll be leaving this place. I think we, as Comrade Dakota, have actually summarized the entire event which we have actually done today. I believe that this is the beginning of the end. We are not going to end here today, but we are going to continue and intensify these marches against the sanctions up until the entire world is in our grasp. Because at the moment, when you look in America, every time when we want to have a solidarity march, it is a time when they release peanuts to Zimbabwe, some freebies that they try to give to Zimbabwe, in a way of trying to distract Zimbabweans from knowing the real truth. So at the moment, we had not so long ago, 3 days ago, that America has donated $138 million to Zimbabwe. But I ask myself, what is $138 million compared to more than $40 billion, which was lost due to sanctions in investment to Zimbabwe? So at the moment, the Americans have been playing with what we call fig leaf tactic. They've been hiding behind the fig leaf. They've been telling us that these sanctions are actually targeted. But when you look at these sanctions are actually targeted at us, and they are actually targeted at the entire SADC region. When you look at them, not so long ago, I think 2 weeks ago to be exact, the American ambassador in Zimbabwe gave a statement which was published in the daily news. He was saying that America actually wants to see Zimbabwe progressive. And I asked myself, how does America want to see Zimbabwe progressive when he has already given, when they actually injected Zimbabwe with a depo? What America did is not different from injecting a woman, a doctor that injects a woman with a depo, and say to the husband, pregnant this woman. No matter how hard the husband will try, you will never deliver the outcome result as long as the depo is still there. So these sanctions that are on Zimbabwe are actually a kind of an economic depo, which was injected on our own economy. And we believe that even our president, Comrade Idim Nangagwa, no matter how hard he tries to make the economy work, he will try, but his effort may not be able to realize the intended outcome. So thank you, comrades, for your support, for coming here. In short, this is what we wanted to send to the Americans, to demystify the mystery that is behind these sanctions, that they are not targeted at our senior government officials, but they are targeted at our helpless, ordinary citizens of Zimbabwe. Thank you. So from here, comrades, we are going to make sure that peaceful Zimbabweans we have marched in a peaceful manner. I think you must clap hands for yourself. And also, people in South Africa have marched with us in solidarity with us. So as we are going to disperse from here, we will follow the same route, but on the pavement. Going back to our cars, then we leave this place. Thank you very much. Right.